ourselves that we can change the person, or that the problems in the relationship are temporary and will improve over time. But love shouldn't be about fixing someone or hoping they'll change. Healthy love is based on mutual respect, trust, and the ability to grow together, not on the hope of transforming someone who isn't right for you. There's also the issue of emotional attachment. The more time and energy we invest in a relationship, the harder it becomes to walk away from it, even when we know it's not working. This emotional investment can create a sense of guilt, as though walking away means we failed or wasted time. However, staying in an unfulfilling relationship out of guilt or obligation is one of the biggest mistakes a person can make. It's important to remember that time invested in a relationship doesn't define its worth. If the relationship is unhealthy or toxic, no amount of time or effort will change that. So what can women do to break this cycle? The first step is awareness. Recognizing the patterns in their relationships is crucial to understanding why they continue to make the same mistake. It's about becoming aware of the red flags and, more importantly, trusting their intuition. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Women need to learn to trust themselves again and stop second-guessing their instinct. They need to understand that it's okay to walk away from a relationship that doesn't serve them, even if it's difficult. In fact, it's often the best thing they can do for their emotional health. Another step in breaking the cycle is learning to love oneself. Self-love is not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about recognizing your own worth and treating yourself with the same care and respect that you would offer to a loved one. It's about knowing that you are enough, just as you are, and that you don't need to change yourself or settle for less than you deserve to find happiness. Self-love is the foundation of any healthy relation. When you love yourself, you attract partners who will love you in the same way, with respect, kindness, and understanding. The journey to breaking the cycle of repeating mistakes in love is not easy, but it's worth it. Women who take the time to heal, understand their worth, and learn from their past experiences will be able to create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. It's about learning to let go of the fear of being alone and realizing that sometimes being single is the best thing for your emotional well-being. When you love yourself, you give yourself the gift of freedom, the freedom to choose a partner who truly adds value to your life. Love in its truest form is about partnership, not completion. It's about being whole within yourself and finding someone who enhances that wholeness. The mistakes made in love aren't failures, they are opportunities to grow and learn more about yourself. When you understand your patterns, heal from past wounds, and learn to love yourself, you break free from the cycle and open yourself up to the love that you deserve, the love that is healthy, fulfilling, and built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. The journey of breaking free from the cycle of repeating mistakes in love is an intensely personal one. For many women, the emotional scars from past relationships run deep. These scars can affect how they view themselves, how they interact with others, and even how they perceive what love should look like. The idea of being in a loving, supportive relationship becomes a dream that's not only sought after, but also something that women feel they must hold on to at all costs. But how do women break out of this cycle when the very thing they're seeking, love, seems to trap them instead? One of the most significant reasons women repeat the same mistakes in love is a lack of emotional closure from past relationships. Sometimes the emotional wounds left by previous partners linger long after the relationship has ended. Whether it's an unhealed heartbreak, feelings of inadequacy, or unresolved trauma, these emotional remnants can influence how a woman approaches new relationships. It's not uncommon for women to enter new relationships with the baggage of the past still weighing heavily on their heart. They may not even realize how much these unresolved feelings are affecting their current decisions and relationships. For example, let's imagine a woman who was once in a toxic relationship with someone who emotionally manipulated her. She might have been left feeling unloved, unwanted, or unworthy. These feelings can become ingrained in her sense of self. As she moves forward in life, she may find herself repeatedly attracting partners who make her feel the same way, unloved, unwanted, or unworthy. This pattern isn't about the new partner being the same as the previous one. Instead, it's about the woman unconsciously seeking out relationships that reflect her unresolved feelings about herself. Healing is essential for breaking the cycle, but it's not always an easy or linear process. Women must actively engage in self-reflection and self-care. This means acknowledging the pain from the past, understanding its impact, and working through it, whether through therapy, journaling, or talking to trusted friends and family. However, many women shy away from confronting these emotions. There is often a fear of reopening old wounds or facing the reality of their past. Yet, in order to move forward and make healthier decisions in the future, this emotional baggage must be addressed. Without healing, the same patterns will continue to emerge. Another reason women tend to repeat mistakes in love is the pressure to conform to societal expectations. Society places heavy importance on romantic relationships, often making women feel that their worth is tied to their ability to find a partner. Women are frequently taught that their ultimate goal is to get married, have children, and live happily ever after. This societal narrative can create a sense of urgency, pushing women to settle for relationships that aren't right for them simply to meet these expectations. It can also make women feel as though they're somehow failing if they're not in a relationship, even if they are thriving in every other area of life. The pressure to conform can manifest in various ways. A woman might feel like she's running out of time, especially if she's reaching an age where society considers marriage and children to be the next logical step. She might start to believe that she needs to settle down with anyone in order to meet societal norms. This fear of missing out on a perfect future can lead her to make decisions based on fear, rather than self-awareness. In these situations, women may ignore red flags or overlook compatibility issues, simply because they don't want to be left behind. But settling for less than what you deserve is not the answer. In fact, sometimes the fear of being single is far more damaging than being alone. Women often find themselves repeating the same mistakes because they fear that being alone means they're not loved or desirable. But the truth is that being in a relationship should never be a means of validating your self-worth. Being single offers the time and space for reflection, growth, and self-love. It's an opportunity to heal from past mistakes and gain clarity on what you truly want and need from a partner. Many women find themselves attracting toxic partners because they are in a rush to fix or rescue someone, driven by a desire to be loved and needed. This desire to be a savior can stem from an inherent nurturing nature, but it often leads to unhealthy dynamics. Women may become attracted to partners who are emotionally distant, struggling with their own issues, or in need of saving. However, this can lead to an imbalanced and unhealthy relationship where the woman's needs are ignored in favor of constantly trying to fix or care for the other person. This pattern is especially dangerous because it often creates an emotional dependency on the other person. Women may feel like their love is the one thing that will help their partner change, even when the partner isn't putting in the effort themselves. These kinds of relationships can leave women feeling emotionally drained and unfulfilled. They might realize, deep down, that they are putting more into the relationship than they're receiving, but the fear of abandonment or rejection can prevent them from walking away. They may rationalize the situation, telling themselves that if they just try harder, things will improve. But the reality is that love can't fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. And while it's natural to want to help the people we care about, it's equally important to know when to step back and let them find their own path. To avoid this cycle, it's crucial for women to set boundaries, not just in relationships, but also in their own emotional well-being. Setting boundaries means knowing when to say no, and more importantly, knowing when to say yes to yourself. It's about being able to recognize when a relationship is becoming one-sided or toxic, and having the strength to walk away from it. Boundaries also help women recognize their own value. They are a way of protecting oneself from emotional harm and ensuring that any relationship they enter into is built on mutual respect, trust, and love. Breaking the cycle of repeating mistakes in love also requires women to address their attachment styles. As mentioned earlier, many women are unconsciously drawn to partners who mirror their early experiences with family members or caregiver. Understanding your attachment style, whether it's secure, anxious, avoidant, or disorganized, can provide valuable insight into your behavior in relationships. For example, women with anxious attachment styles may struggle with jealousy, insecurity, and fear of abandonment. They might find themselves constantly seeking reassurance from their partner or becoming overly dependent on them. On the other hand, women with avoidant attachment styles might struggle with intimacy, distancing themselves from their partner when things get too close. Recognizing these tendencies can help women work through them and build healthier, more secure attachments in future relationships. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, women need to embrace the concept of self-compassion. The harsh internal dialogue that many women carry about their past mistakes can be one of the biggest obstacles to moving forward. It's easy to be critical of oneself for choosing the wrong partners or staying in unhealthy relationships for too long, but self-compassion means treating yourself with kindness and understanding, rather than judgment. It's about recognizing that we all make mistakes, and those mistakes don't define who we are. Instead of beating yourself up for past choices, acknowledge them as opportunities for growth. Learn from them, forgive yourself, and use the lessons you've learned to make better decisions moving forward. When women truly begin to embrace self-compassion, they start to heal from the inside out. They stop viewing themselves as failures or victims of their circumstances, and start recognizing their own strength and resilience. They begin to understand that they deserve love, respect, and happiness, not just from others but from themselves as well. With this newfound sense of self-worth, they will be able to break free from the cycle of repeating mistakes in love and create relationships that are fulfilling, healthy, and built on a foundation of mutual respect. Breaking the cycle of repeating mistakes in love is not just about understanding the patterns or learning from the past. It's about giving yourself permission to change, to grow, and to evolve into the person you deserve to be. For many women, this is the hardest part, truly letting go of the past, forgiving themselves, and stepping into the future with a sense of confidence and self-assurance. This journey requires strength, patience, and an unwavering belief that you are worthy of love in its healthiest form. At this stage in the process, a woman must realize that her past mistakes do not define her. There is a profound need to separate your past from your future and to understand that you are not condemned to repeat those mistakes indefinitely. Growth and healing are possible, but they require work and commitment. It is essential for women to shift their focus from fear of making the same mistakes again to embracing the opportunity to rewrite their own love story. The first step in this transformation is forgiveness, starting with yourself. Forgiveness is a powerful tool in breaking the cycle, forgiving yourself for past mistakes, for staying in unhealthy relationships, and for not knowing better at the time is a necessary step toward healing. It's important to understand that making mistakes in love is part of the human experience. No one is perfect, and no one has all the answers, but holding on to regret, guilt, or self-blame only keeps you tethered to the past. You must let go of these negative emotions in order to move forward with a heart that is open and ready for new possibilities. Once you have forgiven yourself, the next step is to prioritize your happiness above all else. This means shifting the focus away from pleasing others or meeting societal expectations and turning the spotlight onto your own desires, goals, and aspirations. For so long, women have been conditioned to put others first, to be the caregivers, the nurturers, the ones who sacrifice for the sake of their relationships. But when you constantly put yourself last, it becomes impossible to give your best to someone else. You can only truly love another person when you love yourself first. Prioritizing your happiness doesn't mean being selfish in the negative sense of the word. It simply means acknowledging that you deserve love, respect, and joy in every aspect of your life. This can involve pursuing your passions, investing in your career, nurturing your friendships, and cultivating a life that makes you feel fulfilled, independent, and whole. When you prioritize your happiness, you stop looking for validation outside of yourself. You become your own source of strength and self-assurance, and this self-confidence will naturally attract healthier, more fulfilling relationships. One of the most transformative changes in breaking the cycle of repeating mistakes in love is the practice of setting firm boundaries. Boundaries are often seen as a form of self-protection, and rightly so. They are the emotional, mental, and physical limits we set in our relationships to ensure that we are treated with the respect we deserve. For many women, setting boundaries is difficult because they have been conditioned to put others' needs ahead of their own. It can feel selfish, or even rude to say no to a partner, but the truth is that boundaries are an essential component of a healthy relationship. They prevent resentment from building up, protect your emotional well-being, and establish mutual respect between you and your partner.
Learning to set boundaries is a process that requires self-awareness and courage. It means being able to recognize when a partner's behavior crosses a line, and having the strength to stand up for yourself without fear of losing the relationship. It's about knowing your worth and not accepting anything less than what you deserve. Boundaries might mean walking away from a relationship that isn't serving you or being honest about what you need in a partner. But in the end, setting boundaries will give you the peace of mind that you're not compromising your values, happiness, or emotional health for the sake of keeping a relationship intact. As you move forward, it's also important to stop romanticizing love and relationship. While love can be beautiful, fulfilling, and transformative, it is not the answer to every problem or the ultimate solution to happiness. Many women repeat the same mistakes in love because they have a fairy tale idea of what relationship should be. They expect that love will solve all their problems, or that a perfect relationship will make everything else in their life fall into place. But real love is not about perfection. It's about two imperfect people coming together and supporting each other through life's challenges. When you stop idealizing love and accept it as a partnership that requires effort, compromise, and mutual growth, you will be able to approach relationships in a more realistic and healthy way. The reality is that there is no perfect partner. There is no one who will meet all your needs, fulfill every desire, or make you feel complete. This idea of the perfect match is not only unrealistic, but also a source of disappointment and frustration. The key to a healthy, lasting relationship is compatibility, not perfection. It's about finding someone whose values align with yours, someone who respects you, supports you, and encourages you to be the best version of yourself. It's not about finding someone who can fix you or make you feel better about yourself.
It's about finding someone who adds value to your life and walks beside you on your journey. For women who have experienced heartache and disappointment in love, it can be difficult to believe that a healthy relationship is possible, but it is. And it starts with the belief that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness. When you cultivate a strong sense of self-worth and make choices based on what is best for you, you will naturally attract relationships that are more fulfilling and aligned with your values. You will stop repeating the same mistakes in love because you will have learned to recognize your worth, prioritize your needs, and set healthy boundaries. Lastly, breaking the cycle of repeating mistakes in love requires patience. This is a process, not a quick fix. There will be setbacks, moments of doubt, and even times when you feel like you'll never find the love you deserve. But the key is not to give up. Trust the process of self-growth and self-discovery. Embrace your journey with all its ups and downs. Remember, every mistake is an opportunity to learn, and every setback is a step closer to finding the love that is right for you. As you move forward, keep in mind that love is not something you chase. It's something that you create. You create it through self-love, healthy boundaries, self-reflection, and trust in your own worth. You create it by choosing relationships that are based on mutual respect, understanding, and shared value. And most importantly, you create it by loving yourself first, so that when the right person comes along, you can embrace them as an equal, not as someone who completes you, but as someone who enhances the beautiful life you've already built for yourself. The cycle of repeating mistakes in love can be broken. It takes time, courage, and self-compassion, but once a woman understands her worth, prioritizes her happiness, and heals from past wounds, she will no longer feel trapped in unhealthy relationships. She will be free to embrace the love she truly deserves, knowing that she is enough, just as she is, and that in itself is the greatest form of love one can ever experience.